Welcome everyone to Mostly Laughter, Some Slaughter. We're gonna be doing inspectors only of food because
because
chaos.
because because Jason is weird and want to modify it for food inspectors.
Basically, we're thinking warm thoughts in a whole new light.
Which is definitely necessary for us Canadians, and apparently
Thanks.
most of the United States as well. Apparently, this little cold spot has just gone everywhere.
Uh,
You know that
yeah,
song that's done by Led Zeppelin? We kind of live it.
Yeah. So,
which one?
We come from a land of vices.
Oh yeah.
land of-
Oh, okay. I was like trying to get there, but for some reason, yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. So, Happy New Year's, everybody.
Happy New Year's!
May 2018 be a lot more awesome than 2017 to everybody.
Oh my God! Yes.
Last game of the year.
Yes,
That's
Woot!
scary.
that's kind of terrifying.
Literally, will be the last
Yes.
game of the year.
I think that's more ominous than you think it was.
Dun dun dun.
Yes.
Well, as long as it's not the last game for a year, then it'll be okay.
That's
I-
okay.
Don't think I see the stream. Hang on. I need to reload my Twitch, see if my Twitch is working.
Okay.
Oh,
Want to see the
Let's
screen?
verify that.
yeah, let's verify that.
What are you doing? Okay.
I think
No, we're going. We're good.
we're good. Okay. Some reason.
Okay. Well, okay. The show is rolling. We are streaming, and we
Yes.
may be we might be evil, we might be silly, but we're on.
We are on. I see that now.
Yay!
Yay. Hellos, internets. So, I will be your illustrious GM today. Jason's had a couple of drinks of brandy, so this should go without issues.
Yeah, that'll just smooth things.
So, today we are playing Food Inspectors. Because of the nature of Food Inspectors, it's kind of hard to come up with an overall theme. But I think for us having kind of, hey, it's New Year's, is kind of my core theme. Let me make my New Year's picture a little bit bigger. Is that big
Thank you
enough?
for putting it in the center. That helps.
I was trying
can
to.
actually-
To make it a little bit bigger. It didn't come out as big as I thought it would be.
That's fine as long as it's not in a corner. I can work with it.
Cool.
Yeah.
So we're kind of going New Year's theme now. When we left our illustrious crew, and I'm trying to think of how many months ago we played Food Inspector.
That was back in June-ish.
Yeah, yeah, more
It
than
was
six.
a long time ago. So when we last,
Oh, it was for Canada Day.
I believe
Uh-huh.
so. So
It was.
when we left our food inspectors, we had kind of them driving away from a barn, if I remember, with
Yes.
random foods exploding in the background like an action movie. That has been all covered up by the government. Because God forbid we let the general public know that on occasion random fruits might explode. That is the worst thing known to mankind. Now,
It would cause a panic.
it would cause panic. The fruits in question, which I honestly can't remember the name of, is some sort of weird fruit. The fruits in question have been now taken off the market and are now being used by the Canadian military because the Canadian military is definitely the cheapest thing on the planet. So that is new Canadian military thing. They have now promised the EU and NATO that they will provide bomber support with fruits. As it stands, your group was compensated for your work in bringing down this deadly fruit.
But it-
However, because of the nature of the business, things have been pretty quiet since then. And an entire 6 months has passed for bots you list them, the company.ca.
Yes.
Now, when we last left our company, I have recorded 15 franchise dice to spend. And we can, as a group right now, spend franchise dice.
Woot.
I'm going to add a simple stipulation.
Yes, sir.
Part of our agreement for succeeding was a choice of getting the points of the last situation completely erased from our memories, and that way we don't need continuity.
Well, I think definitely I like some continuity. I think you're definitely both. You're all under an NDA order right now, so you're under a Canadian non-disclosure agreement, which means if you break it, we'll come and slap your hands and give you a small little kiss on the cheek, because that's how NDAs work in Canada.
Okay.
So what I'm going to let you do, the way you can spend franchise dice is, and if I'm trying to remember the rules, you can definitely spend franchise dice on your franchise. Anything you don't spend goes into the bank. Okay. I will also give you the option on, and this is not in the rules, but I'll give you option on, let's say, a 2-to-1 basis to increase your personal stats as characters. Normally in Inspectors, characters don't mean that much, but we've gotten kind of attached to our characters, to be honest with you. So we're going to go around, and since there's 3 of you and we have 15 dice, each one of you can spend up to 5 franchise. If you do not choose to spend franchise dice, they will go into the bank. So the way you can spend franchise on a 1-to-1 is you can put a point into library, gym, or credit in the company. And let me bring up the company right there. Did everybody see that? I never know if anybody sees it.
Library, gym, credit, and bank.
Yes.
So those are really, really, really low right now. Now, let you know, again, those are optional dice that you can burn. So you have to spend to make your rolls as characters. And you make your rolls as characters with your primary skills. Now, don't forget your character should also have talents. If you are performing an action where your talent comes into play, you get an extra free dice. Your goal is when you make a roll on something is to get a 5 or a 6, because a 5 or a 6 will give you franchise dice. And the whole goal of the game, again, is for each phase is to have enough franchise dice to finish the game. And for tonight, we will see how it goes, but I'm going to set my soft target of 20. If we are running way too long in time, the other soft target will be kind of 15, because it says that you should take your franchise dice and kind of add 5 or double it. So we will say 20 franchise dice is what you need, or whatever, 20 plus whatever's left over. So
To do what again? I'm sorry.
okay, so the goal is the game is quote unquote over, not over, but kind of the session is finished once we reach a certain number of franchise dice.
Okay.
So once we spend a franchise dice, we have our goal will be get to 20 tonight.
Oh, okay. How do you acquire them?
So you acquire franchise dice when we're in play going through our phases. So we have our phases. Hang on. I do have all this ready to go, which is one of the reasons I wanted to do this game, because it's ready kind of sort of to go. So we have phases. We have getting the call. And getting a call is this learning about your contacts and stuff. And that's kind of like the primary role play stuff. And we'll get into that in a second. You do not get franchise dice during getting the call. During research and investigation, you can earn franchise dice, usually using your academics role or anything else that you can argue. Okay. And that's just basically looking at the location, plausible explanations, that kind of stuff. Again, mind this is for kind of Ghostbusters, but it worked last time for food. Suiting up, getting the necessary equipment. You do have some equipment right now, but additional equipment might be required. You're in franchise dice through that one there. Field work, that's where we kind of deal with the problem. And then cleaning up is when we figure out how many franchise dice you currently have. If you do not have enough franchise dice at that point, You have not necessarily lost. We might have to go back and repeat a few phases. The phases are fluid. There is no hard cap on how many franchise dice you have to earn in each phase. If for some reason you earn a ton of franchise dice over the phases, we will still play to kind of the cleaning up phase, if that kind of makes sense. So that kind of makes sense to everybody, how that works?
We play
in
until we
degree.
break it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll make sense as we play.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. So we will go around the table as we normally have, and I think we will start off with Chris. Chris,
Yeah.
you are playing, if I remember correctly, you are playing JH, Glenn A. Harry.
I'm playing J.A. Henry.
Would you like to re-describe, because it's been so long, who Glenn Harry is?
He is a mysterious and ancient master of the long-lost art of vegenomics. He is a master of food preparation, in particular when it comes to things that are non-based on meat. And he looks pretty good for his age. His favorite color is red. His birthday was November 29th, 1946. Despite looking like a senior, he barely looks like he's mid-30s, thanks to in the tradition of Scott Pilgrim. Veganism gives eternal youth. He's inclusive is the name. He's the employee. His occupation originally was employee and development specialist.
Mm-hmm.
And he was born in Cessford, Alberta. Until he ran into you guys, until we had what was elsewhere referred to as the incident, which you guys actually got to see.
The incident. That's what we are calling it now. Anything else is covered under the non-disclosure Canadian agreements.
Yeah.
So, for Chris, I will give you 5 franchise dice to spend. And what you can do with those franchise dice that you earned from your last campaign is you can put them into your various library, gym, credit, and anything left over goes into the bank for the franchise. If you would like to increase your character, 2 franchise dice will increase one of your primary skills by 1 point, up to a maximum of 5.
I will put it all in the random library because we collected random books that mysteriously appeared in our library of stuff.
So we will increase library to 6 dice.
Sure, why not?
Cool.
Would you, if we want to role play this out to extend time, which is good, how are you going to add to your library? And what kind of library does your company actually have? Is it physical? Is it physical?
A trailer, if memory does serve me correctly, in the back of our food truck. That basically acts like our pathological thing here. It's a freezer trailer that occasionally needs smacking sometime. Long story short, we somehow managed to get one of those like head-up camper van thingies, and we put it on top of the reefer. And we went by a library that was having one of those going out of things sales where they end up basically getting rid of most of their books. We just sort of threw all of them in there, and we haven't really had a chance to look at them.
So
I think I'd probably do little else, but we'll get there.
Okay.
Then look at them.
Well, it's there as a potentially media plot point if we ever do need this.
So
and we also, when the WeBook Inn closed that day, we ended up being by there at the right time because I'm a jerk and I like local color.
Okay, so we will go with Roof Rack Library.
Sure.
What could go wrong?
Roof Rack Library. All right, so Brad, we'll go to your character. Who was your character again, Brad, to let everybody know who you are, unless you do want to rebuild, because that is always an option in this system.
No, let's. I'll go ahead. I do apologize to anybody who watches this because my character Edouard Oulet is Quebecois food inspector and who's and nothing, no disparagement of Quebec or the language of French, or or French people. But I'm going to attempt an accent, and it will be bad. Gonna be bad. I apologize.
We have never offended anybody on this particular screen. We apologize to everybody watching on Sundays. So,
regardless of race, color, creed, sexual orientation, or any other genotype or diversification as we see fit.
I apologize to all the calculators watching.
Yes.
So,
we added twos. We added twos, Jay.
So, as I remember, Jason came up with an awful shorthand for your character's name, and I will pre-apologize. So, Ego, what would you like to spend 5 franchise dice on?
Well, I wanted to talk a little bit more about Edward. I don't have nearly as much information down. I think what happened is it's one of those things where when we started last time, everybody else finished their characters while I was like scrambling to get overlay together. Because that never happens. Because I'm always prepared. But Edward is a food conspiracy theorist, and is certain that that the explosive fruit that we encountered before was just the first sign of the coming food apocalypse.
Okay. Yeah, there's rumors of supervillains appearing in Vancouver based on food-based themes, but we know nothing about that.
I definitely think over the summer, Edward, and again, not to like retread, like kind of do backgrounds, but as GM, I think over the summer that Edward started to notice there was a definite change on how honeybees look. And he's the only one who noticed.
Okay, that could be a funny premise.
Anyways,
yeah, and I in that case I probably constructed this whole thing about how the new honey is nothing like the old honey, and it's mind control.
You're nothing but drones, man.
Drones. You're joining the hive mind. You put that in your tea? Are you mad?
Oh God.
Let me see. And I think that in terms of spending the franchise dice, I mean, I was just going to dump them into the library myself, I think, but I think 6 is probably plenty high.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm going to set kind of 6 as the limit, just so we're not rolling like 500 dice. I'm not sure I can't remember what the limit is, but I think a limit of 6 is probably a good limit.
Okay, so from a mechanical perspective, what is the difference between credit and bank?
So credit is typically used in the gear up phase. Bank has special rules to it. So you can spend bank almost on anything, but when you spend on bank, hang on, I have a bank chart somewhere.
I'm guessing that stuff...
There it is. So when you spend a dice from a bank chart, you roll them separately, and then you roll on this chart. So what you do is you can add the bank dice to additional things, but this could happen.
Okay.
So one of the things is, if you happen to roll a 1 on your bank dice, bank goes bankrupt, bank's gone. Okay. Now, you can also use that, and we haven't done this yet, and I definitely want to plan for this time around of handing out stress or letting you choose to take stress, because stress is one of the things that will give you cool dice. Okay. So a bank can also be used to recover your cool dice. You guys aren't cool yet, so we don't have to worry about that yet.
Yeah, I noticed that. Edward is not cool.
If I was to be really mean, and again, not in the rules, as kind of as a This is a house rule off the top of my head. If you want to spend like 5 franchise dice to give you a single cool dice, you could, but I'm not sure if the rest of your party would be happy because only you can use your own cool dice.
Okay.
Right?
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to spend it all on the franchise. I think I'm going to go for one more gym.
Okay.
3 credit and just leave one in the bank.
Cool. So one more gym, 3 credit. So that should take our credit up to 5, and 1 in the bank. Leo.
Well, now I feel like a jerk if I upgrading my stats.
Don't feel like a jerk for upping your stats. Because again, remember, the characters aren't the primary thing in the Inspectres. The game itself is very clear that characters can come and go very quick. It doesn't take long to build a character, but we have gotten stuff attached to these characters. So if you want to increase your character, that's fine. Because remember, your stat roll still go into earning for the franchise itself.
Yeah. And I don't remember all that much about Mito, but she could be a jerk. I could see that.
All right, to describe my character, Ikamuri Mito from Japan. She's a meat specialist. Her attitude is like drill sergeant. I'm the one who shows you how to eat your meat. It's her tagline. Her birthday is May 4th. She's female, blood type B, 163 centimeters tall, and 24 years old.
I think it's hilarious that we all have our blood types.
Yeah. Well, actually, I don't.
Have that, man.
So I'm going to spend...
It may come up.
Hey, one of us is not the universal donor. No!
I'm going to put 1 in bank.
Okay, hang on.
I'm going to spend 2 on my athletics to raise it by 1, and then 2 in gym.
Okay, so I will let you change your own character and 2 in gym. Awesome. And that should be all our franchise dice spent. We will go 0 out of 20. Now, again, 20 is kind of, I should reword it. 20 is the hard target. If for some reason we're getting to the end of the night and we're not even close to 20, if we're close to 15, we'll call it at 15. Does that kind of make sense how we're going to work this?
Makes sense.
This system is really hard to visualize on how long it's going to take because it is kind of random. So what we have for our company, Batsu Lesem, is you are having your company New Year's Eve party. Now, you're not allowed to go out on New Year's Eve because you are on call. There is always potential for a food emergency on one of the busiest days of the night, especially in somewhere like Canada City or wherever you're located. Okay?
Let's pick a random city like Kingston or Toronto. Yeah. Or
it is definitely in the greater GTO area. But in this universe, the GTO, the Greater Toronto Area, has merged with like Detroit and Chicago. So it's like the giant metropolis. We can just call it Metropolis. There is Batman running around somewhere, but that doesn't matter. He only deals with pancake emergencies. So
he's fighting the nefarious Flapjacker.
Yes, he is. So what we are going to do then, as we have done many times, what I would like you to do is this works really well. We will work in, hang on, I got to get my charts ready to go. I apologize. I got to open up that. For some reason, I didn't put that on the stream, but that's okay. I am going to work in reverse then. Let us start off with Leo as we're sitting around kind of bored, kind of sad on New Year's Eve. Leo, please roll me a 3d6.
Just roll 3d6. Okay.
3d6, add the total, please. And what is your total?
13.
13, because I got like 4 different 4 different screens open, so give me a second. 13. Oh, okay. Brad.
Yeah.
Give me a 3d6.
Okay. Okay. 14. 4, 4, 6.
Ooh, that's interesting. Okay. Chris, give me a 3d6.
Okie dokie. 9.
9. And Leo, one more time, give me a 3d6.
Okay.
Oh, my.
10.
10. Oh, that is beautiful. Okay. So,
what do these rolls mean?
We're about to find out.
So here's what the rules mean. Now, I don't have any pre-generated pictures for this because there is literally like 7 million combinations. So, walking through your door, perhaps a little too casually, is a Canada City police officer. And he's like, I'm not sure you can help me. Who's in charge here?
It is organized chaos, as it were.
So no one's in charge? Who's your boss?
What do you need help with?
Well, you guys do know. He like kind of looks at his watch. He looks.
I'm sorry. Are we all there? Or
yeah, we're just gonna assume that you're all like, because your headquarters is probably kind of like this like a little shack that you park your van by.
Okay. It's a little green wooden shack. It's
a tiny little green little shack. That is a Canadian reference no one else is going to ever fucking get. So you will, he's like, I don't know if you can help me or not, but we're really, really down on manpower, and apparently everyone is super busy. He pulls out a piece of paper. The mayor said that we are authorized to give you a contract for tonight. We need your help. We have a situation.
You will not regret it. What?
Well, I think the problem is, can someone give me a name for a fine dining restaurant?
Joey Tomatoes.
I think.
Okay, I apologize. I'm full of beats today. So we'll call it Joey Beans.
The 5 seasonings?
The 5 seasonings?
Ooh, I like that.
What do you think, Leo?
Sweater, buzz.
Okay, so the 5 seasonings, as run by manager Joey Tomato.
Sure, that works.
Has a small kitchen fire that they need your help with.
Was the fire started by the food?
We don't know yet. None of us has gone in, but because we literally don't have the manpower, and I got to get back to Canada Square for countdown.
It's when they drop the giant leaf, man, like on a wind.
So here's where you're gonna go. Here's your contract. Bye, and he leaves.
Like the calm, graceful tofu on the wind, we will go there, and we will sparkle our way to success.
So this takes us into phase 1, officially.
Yay.
So you need to do some research, investigate the location, and come up with possible explanation. So your research is to try to figure out where it is, because the police officer was in such a rush to get back to his job. He did not leave you a cogent location for the 5 seasonings.
I believe we have a legendary glove compartment of random weird stuff that it works every time.
We do have a map, but to keep within the theme of the game,
sure,
we are going to go around the table, and we are going to try to get some franchise dice going from this section. So
and
what we're going to
remember, GH, not all is as it seems.
It is.
If this was a normal fire, they would simply call the fire department. No, there is more at work here.
Are you saying it might be a 5 nutmeg fire?
Oh, I almost forgot an important rule. Shit.
What, no bad puns?
No.
We're not holding that one.
Yeah, we can't do that one because shit, we wouldn't be able to game anymore. So, no, I forgot. Each of you have one confessional. And,
oh, right, I remember that from last time.
And a confessional is basically you can modify whatever's happening. And you guys are going to be basically running the show anyways. But a confessional is like, hey, I want to take a confessional. No one else is really allowed to speak. And that one person is allowed to modify what is happening. Okay? So you can literally kind of change the way things are going. But to kind of go with what we're at right now, we need to first off figure out where to go and how to get there. It is super, super busy, and just driving there might not work. So we will start off with Glenn. And to do your research, typically with research, we are going to be using academics.
Okay.
Okay. If you want to argue to use a different one, you can. And you can also spend library or credit for your research at this point. Or you can spend bank if you really want.
What does our talents do again for this thing?
So your talents are what? Veganomics and smell the soul. Oh my god, I forgot about that one. If for some reason it looks like your talents actually matter,
okay.
If your talents do come up, you get to roll an additional dice, regardless of the type of skill you are using.
Okay. Then.
But you have to have a cogent reason why your talents have to come up.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. What's the temperature outside? This is important.
Ooh, that is a good question. Okay, everybody.
A Cernax that would otherwise be sexy would probably be very appropriate as you freeze to death.
If we are going, this is the GTO/Chicago/Detroit. I'm going to roll a dice, and we'll take this as a negative, and I'm sorry for my American fans, in Celsius. It is minus 13 degrees Celsius, which is, hang on to Google, C to
cold.
F. Cold? No, that's actually pretty nice for us. Brad would be really, so that's 8 degrees Fahrenheit. I'll let you know, Brad, legit where me and Chris live today, it is legit minus 20 Fahrenheit.
Oof. Fuck.
There is a couple places in Canada that were legit below the minus 40 mark where they meet up. Okay? So
yes. Just a hint to anybody who wants to come up north. We are a hostile wasteland.
It's fine. A Canadian will hug you. It's fine. So
yeah. Well, as long as we're not measuring in Kelvin.
Ooh, that would be really cold.
Yeah.
I would. Yeah, we wouldn't exactly. Yeah.
So we are at
Pluto.
We are in a nice balmy minus 13 in the GTO Canada area.
Okay, then based on our stuff here, since you gave us a basic premise here and you just gave me my plot, because we're looking roughly where we need to go, instead of actually doing them learning stuff, I'm going to take 2 steps out, grab a random book, show off my rock hard abs using my contacts information and see if I know a guide to where we need to go.
I'm okay using contacts. So roll me 4d6. Take the highest result.
And can I use my smell the soul in this case to see if he's actually telling us the right directions?
I think 5d6 would be okay with smell the snow. However,
okay.
No, I think okay. I don't know if I want to do any stress at this point.
Yeah.
So,
okay, so roll 4d6. Do they need to be rolled
5d6? Take the highest number. So you don't add them together. You take the highest number.
Then I rolled a 6.
Ooh, that's pretty good. Roll a couple of 6. So let me get out my skill roll. 6. Describe your result, and you get 2 franchise dice.
Okay. I take 2 steps out and kind of float outside our fan.
Are you literally floating?
Well,
like mystically?
Well, Veganomics does have its privileges.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of coast off, not unlike a Disney princess across a room. As I get outside the thing, I look up to a random male, female, or dog, look them right in the eye, sparkle, and ask, do you know where the 5 seasoning is this time of year?
Roll me a 3d6.
Sure.
It's for giggles.
3, 4, and 1. It's a dog.
Oh, what's your total?
Oh, 8.
8. So a random homemaker just kind of like getting last minute supplies like, oh, the Four Seasons, that's my favorite place. Yeah, if you just go up Youngston Street over there and you look, there's like this line of cars, this miles into the distance. If you go up that way about 7 or 8 clicks, take a left, another 3 clicks. It's kind of right there. You can't miss it. It has a big, giant sign on it.
And it's shaped suspiciously like a skillet.
That's fine. It's shaped like a skillet.
Thank you.
The sign of the restaurant.
We'll deal with that when we get there.
Okay.
So we will go to Brad then. Just taking our Brad. How would you assist on kind of doing this as your compatriots? Like, I know where it is. It's through the largest traffic jam ever seen in Canada City history.
Then I'm sure we can get there. What I'm concerned about is that once we do, we know what we are about. So I shall look into the links between fruit fires and their historical associations and any links it may have specifically with the 5 seasons.
Okay.
Oh.
That's an amazing accent, by the way.
Terrible. Okay.
That's
so. Okay. So dice used from. How do dice used from like the library work? Are they just used up?
So yeah, you can spend. It doesn't really say there's a limit. I'm gonna say like maybe 1 or 2 at a time, just so we don't get too crazy. I guess you could probably just bankrupt it if you really want. But you can spend a dice from the library and add it to your roll, but it will be taken out of the library, so you will lose 1. Unless, of course.
Well, I mean, this is the research phase, so I guess I will use 1.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I think this totally relates to food conspiracies.
Okay.
At least I'm convinced that it does. And I will find a link even if none exist.
That's fine by me. So spend a dice, and you're going to use this with your academics in, I'm guessing.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So whatever your academics is, plus one extra dice from the library.
Oh, and then one from my talent, right?
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely. Should be lots of dice.
Yes.
Holy
shit.
Oh, there's only 1 6 out of that whole nonsense. Wow. Okay, so.
Oh, and did you mark the one off of library? Because
I will definitely manage that.
Oh, do you want me to throw those 2 dice in there somewhere that you gave me for the 6, or how does it work?
No, I already did that. What I'm going to do is I'll keep track of the franchise dice as we go. So we are actually at 4 franchise because that's 2 for Brad. Brad, how would you describe your awesome success?
Well, I think that rather than like going out into the cold, I just like open the moonroof and grab out like a couple of specific books that since I've pored over them for over much of the year, I know exactly where to find them, and I take them over to sort of my my portion of the van where it has a wall with a bunch of like newspaper clips and like strings connecting them all like all on a pegboard, and like a map and various incidents and the whole conspiracy wall thing. And I'll rattle off a number of about the Order of the French Hand is connected to the Illuminati of Gabon and the and yada.
That's amazing.
Who shares a directorship with the parent company who owns the 5 Seasons. Aha!
I think definitely kind of like, yes, there's definitely there's more than a possibility that, this fire is because of something that the parent company has allowed to lapse or did directly, perhaps for some nefarious reasons, perhaps. Ooh. Oh, that's scary.
Oh my.
That is super scary. Hang on, I was going to upload a new picture. Okay, that is cool. Leo. We are still, and I think we'll just go one per person and see how this goes. Leo, we are still kind of in trying to figure out. So we have Chris's character figuring out kind of where it is. Brad's character kind of coming to the conclusion that when you get there, there's going to be something grand and weird going on, rather than just like a kitchen fire. What would you do, or what would you like to do for prepping to get there, investigations?
I think she's like more of the heavy lifter type person.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm going to get all the supplies packed up and the truck ready to roll. Like, I know it looks like it's backed up, but I think we might have some special sirens or something that we can bypass the whole lot of them or whatever.
Okay. We can get to the special sirens things when we get to gearing up.
Oh, well, okay. Well,
so my question is, would you like to move to gearing up? Because there is really no rules in place of how long you spend in any one phase. This is a matter of, do you get enough points at the end? So would you like to move to the gearing up phase? Because that's okay. And I'm okay to let the phases be kind of liquid because they're not really set in stone, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because I don't know if my character's any good at investigation or research. I don't think
so. If you would like to, because I think that's kind of part of the game, is let kind of like the flaws shine. But if you would like to move,
no, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call up my contacts in the meat industry and see if I can find out who delivered their last, what kind of meat quantity it was, and like get the address basically, so I can put it in the GPS tracker.
Ooh, okay.
To see if there's any, just basically information on anything regarding the 5 seasons. What kind of meat that they get? What's the quantity?
Ooh.
That's what I specialize in.
I like that. That is cool. So we're gonna go with contacts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So I think make your contact rolls. Now again, for contacts, I think for franchise dice, contacts might be you could probably spend from credit if you want to spend from credit. If you want to add to your contacts. Sweeten the deal a little bit. Yeah, bribe some people for sure. Or spend one of the dice out of the bank and pray that the bank dice goes good.
If I lose the bank, everybody would help me.
Yeah, I'm sure that an emergency will come up where we'll want to use the bank, but for now, this is not an emergency. Although it's up to you.
Yes, it is.
I also kind of want to go with my house rule that. Yeah, so this is a house rule I have. I'll let everybody know. I didn't use this at all last time. Okay, so if for some reason you roll a 1 and you have to take a 1, you're also going to take a dice of stress. Now realize that stress can be really negative, but if you do okay on a stress roll, you also get a point of cool as well. You can choose to take stress. So if you have a result less than 4, you can take stress to increase and get additional dice right on top. That's kind of how I'm doing stress. Now that is a house rule for stress. The way the game itself does stress is like this, just like hand out stress when you feel it's necessary.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and drop the bank for the critics down 1.
So okay, now we get to have some fun.
I said credit, right? Not bank. Right?
Oh, so credit. Sorry,
mentioned both, but okay.
So we're gonna drop credit.
I said bank, and then I was like, no, wait a minute, credit.
Okay, we'll drop credit by 1. You can add an extra dice to that. I think if you're specifically looking for meat-related deliveries, I think you can probably add in your tenderizer to this. I think it might work okay. For sure. No, unless you also want, maybe you want to use your anger when you're like just beating up on the poor guy on the phone if you want. Whatever way you want to go.
Sure, I'll be like volatile towards him.
Okay.
So 6.
6. Very nice. Oh, and Leo's keeping the highest one. Good job, Leo, making my job easier. Yay! So we have another 2 franchise dice. How would you like to describe your awesome success?
Hey.
Hey.
You got the stuff?
I think so, man.
All right, man. Hey, screwed me last time. Better not be happening again. Remember that favor? I took that botulinum resin. I didn't mention your botulinum-ridden beef, and let you throw it away without anything happening to you. Just calling in that favor is what I'm saying, But I'm not a mean person. I'm here. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. I'm looking for information on 5 seasons. I'll make it worth your while. I'll buy an extra load some carne asada, some duck for my tacos.
Okay, man. Okay. You've yeah. This guy's like stuttering. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So 5. Yeah. Okay. You can transfer that to our account directly. That's fine. Our meat account, offshore meat account, and and 5 Seasons. Oh yeah, that's that fancy place. Yeah, man. They specialize in foie gras. And they also specialize in like some sort of like weird egg stuff, man. Never heard of it.
Egg stuff?
Yeah, man. Like I don't know, man. Like raw eggs or something weird, man. It's really weird.
Or what kind of? Just normal chicken eggs?
No one seems to know, man.
Well, thank you for your information.
They're huge, though. That's all we know. They're huge. Like they're like legit, like 3 pounds a pop. They're giant.
The biggest egg in the world is an ostrich egg. So
I don't think they're ostrich, man, because ostrich eggs are what? Are they kind of like kind of weird shaped? This one's like like the ones that we delivered were perfect spheres, but they're like gray, man. Gray. All we know is you can't cook them on high heat, otherwise bad things happen.
I see what you're saying. Appreciate the information.
He gives you the address, and after conferring with Chris's character, you're definitely absolutely know where this is, and it's definitely on the busiest street in the city on the busiest night of the year.
Yikes.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So that pterodactyl eggs, Jason hasn't decided yet, but I think Jason knows what they are. So we are now at 4, and this leaves it to you guys if you feel that you are happy with your investigation thus far.
Well, how unprepared are we? Totally.
Well,
let's do it.
I mean,
we're doing really good.
Yeah, I mean, if Mito mentions these giant gray spherical eggs, and even just talking about foie gras, it'll send Edward into a frenzy.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't even ask him what the secret ingredient of head cheese is. It's people.
Yes.
Again,
I mean, anytime you force feed a goose, there is the chance of explosion, and
okay, that's the line to beat.
I am making a note of that somewhere. Where is my fucking notes page for this game? That's amazing. Hang on, I need to make. Okay, food inspector notes. Exploding goose. Okay. That's somewhat amazing.
But these eggs that you mentioned, the round ones, they that is very strange indeed. Well, start driving. I shall continue my research.
All right. So let's work backwards then. We'll start off with Leo.
Okay.
We will go to the suiting up phase, Leo. So suiting up is typically where we get to use our, let me make sure I get the terminology right, where we get to use our technology and or athletics, I think is what they intended. Technology is definitely the primary. So Leo, you mentioned something of perhaps needing for the van, which we do not have yet, of perhaps needing some special food inspector sirens.
We want our own unique klaxon, man.
And this is definitely part of suiting up.
Okay.
Actually.
Uh-oh.
I was thinking that I don't want to take from Ghostbusters too much, you know. I was thinking about having had a model. I had a model kit sitting off to the side that I hadn't fixed up yet.
Okay.
For this type of situation where just bumper to bumper traffic during a post-apocalyptic world where we're going to have to maybe fly around.
Okay.
To the locations where we need to be, as the roads will be all busted down. Like if the food causes a zombie apocalypse and the zombies like clog up the major arteries and we gotta fly there. So I'm gonna hook up like a helicopter thing.
But you're gonna put a rotor on the van? Yes,
and but it looks like it looks like a taco when it's like folded in, but when it's not, it opens up and turns into like helicopter blades.
Oh my god, that's so amazing! Oh, why did they never make this Transformer? Okay, so we now have a premise where Mito is coming around here, guys, and going, I have the best idea on the planet. So, Leo, we are definitely going to need successes from everybody at this point. And again, this is not necessarily a skill montage because that's not how the system works. But we're definitely getting to kind of like everybody has to contribute to this one to get the rotors to work. So Leo has now set what everybody else has to work on. So, Leo, technology roll, and if you can justify something else, again, from the actual franchise itself, you can definitely spend from credits or bank for this. I would even allow for Jim, to be honest with you, for this one for sure. Or whatever you think is justifiable.
Ah, dang, you're always going after so to put, I guess that would be technology going on.
If you want to go athletics and leave everybody else for something else, so let's say for athletics, if you just want to assemble all the shit and just put it in front of everybody and go, build me this, help me build me this. We can definitely go with athletics.
I guess I'm going to do the heavy lifting. I'm going to be like, have winch ready, put it up in this place.
I'm okay with athletics.
Hopefully everybody's smart enough because you do not want me to roll technology.
I'm pretty much the same boat.
I'm just saying. If you want me to roll technology roll, I will.
No. I think if we go with the premise that you are kind of wandering around and everybody's just watching you go back and forth like in a cartoon, what is she doing? You're just carrying like everything to the center floor with this grand idea in your head and not really quite sure how to go with it, but you kind of know what the shit you need to do. So yes, I think definitely athletics and gathering shit and getting everybody on the same page is definitely a way to go. So give me athletics for sure.
All right, so 5d5?
5d6, yes. Yeah. Take the highest. Ooh, that's pretty good. Pretty good. Eventually somebody's going to roll low. It's bound to happen.
Yeah, I love
that is a... let me get over here. So that is another 2 franchise dice for you guys. You guys are well on your way, actually. Almost halfway there.
Yay.
And how would you like to describe your grand success on starting the project?
Okay. All right. So I remember that I have it out back, and I'm like going, yeah, this is gonna be awesome. This is gonna be great. And I'm just like grabbing this huge, like massive rotor, like the taco thing, and carrying it past Brad and Chris, like just like hulking massive thing.
That's a large propeller on a small girl.
I may be a conspiracy theorist, but this is insane.
Green and brown?
For the 2 paths that The two colors that are most likely to come out in a gastronomic emergency.
Because we're on a mission. Sorry. Okay.
You guys are banned from chat now.
Have fun playing our characters.
Oh, it's terrible. So we will move to we'll move to Brad's character then. So Brad, Mitos is like, we now need a plan to make a rotor because there's no way we're getting to traffic for that fast.
Oh.
So now you need to assist on this. We're building rotors for the goddamn van.
This is happening. Okay.
This is fucking happening. And we need to definitely build them high enough that they do not interfere with your new roof rack or library. It's a lot of stuff.
Well, rather than attempting to assemble this myself, I shall.
You find out the awful truth. The one guy in charge of tech isn't here.
Oh, no.
You're the one with the highest tech, though, Brad.
Oh, I am?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. We are definitely, I think, cutting.
You have a 2. Both of us have 1s.
We are definitely missing our tech guy tonight, but that's okay.
We'll improvise.
Rodney Steele had.
Okay, with my whopping 2 technology, can I point out that this is going to get us killed?
Yes.
You can burn from the franchise if you wish to help. Credit for sure. Anything else you can argue? Credit is for sure. Bank is an absolute yes, always.
Okay, well,
unless there's
sure. Okay, I mean, I still think this is going to get us killed, but
yes, guaranteed.
Can I just look up on the internet how to assemble a helicopter van?
Yes, but we'll have to do at least one more round to get it. So, Kel, yes, so you can definitely look up how to assemble this on the internet. I can't remember what year we wanted this in, but yes, internet.
Okay.
So you go to foodnet.com. So you decided.
No, I go to crazysuicidalideas.com.
So
but
you decided to put a helicopter plate on your truck.com.
And okay. So
I need to look that up, see if that's actually. Hang on, and I'll be right back in a second. And, no, we need to buy that domain now, Chris. That's
your truck.
Oh, no.
Okay, so okay to do academics plus I get another one from library instead of.
Sure. You want to spend from the library then?
Yes.
Okay. Remember, you can spend more than one if you want, but I know no one wants to bankrupt a company. I understand.
Yeah.
Bankrupting company kind of leads to the end of the game, so.
We want to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory at the end of the game, not the beginning.
So wait a minute, if we use bank and get rid of the bank?
Holy.
Bank can be zero. And I would have to look it up. I haven't read it for a while, but you can legit take debt in the bank if you need to. But if you guys had to take debt in the bank, I had to go look up the rules because I can't remember how debt works.
Don't look up the bank; it'll break the GM.
So
so they have right here a plan to convert the food truck into the mobile food aircopter delivery system.
Oh my god!
I told you that was a real website.
Who knew?
Who knew?
Go, Chris.
Yes.
Save us.
So I mean, like, here are the steps that should be easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, someone's going to have to make a technology roll to get this shit together eventually, though.
Yeah.
We got plans and we got parts.
Chris, if you don't want to do it, I'll
No, I'll do it. I'll do it, but I'm going to do it.
Oh, wait. If I remember correctly, hang on. Let me go.
But I would definitely... Vegonomics, I will say that would definitely apply to this because, reasons.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's eternal harmony here. But I will be expending 2 points from Jim in order to get my proper stretching in before I attempt this.
Oh my god. Okay. Hang on. Before we go any further, you can help a teammate by rolling on your skill. Okay?
Okay.
But regardless of the skill dice you roll, you have to hand it to that person. If you roll a 1, that 1 will count. Always.
Okay.
Okay, I think. Hang on.
Okay. Baby.
Okay, hey. Oh, okay. So you roll your dice and you give them 1 of your dice. Okay.
I'll tell you what. The line must be drawn.
Okay.
I will attempt it because I'm kind of curious and I also want to see how funny it becomes.
Okay.
I will expend 1 point of technology, 1 point of economics, and 2 points of gym, cause...
Okay, remember, you don't have to spend out of your own character. You just roll for your character. So you're rolling with, what, technology? You have to really explain the veganomics here. How is the veganomics going to work for this? Because veganomics is definitely more...
No, that's more... It's more mystical arts, basically. Yeah. With horribly contrived things here. Okay.
This is not necessarily dealing with vegetables, let's say.
Yeah, that's going to be the hard part. Unless we find a new power supply, because after all, most vegetables can be either acidic or basic.
Okay, so if you want to add veganomics, I'm going to say you will have to take 1 dice of stress.
I'm okay with that because the dice of stress from veganomics to add veganomics, because veganomics doesn't quite work, but if you're willing to take a dice of stress for veganomics, you can get your extra dice. However, you have to roll in stress because you suddenly realize the best way to power the copter is with those leftover explosive that you hid from the government.
And we must also soup up the vegetable oil engine. Yes.
Yes.
We. And I'll also help. To try and I'll try and integrate the research I've done into this ongoing project.
You have to roll with the same skill he is rolling.
Okay.
So you're rolling with technology, Chris?
I will roll technology and veganomics because it'll be funny.
And are you spending from the franchise?
I will not spend from the franchise because it'll be worse.
Okay.
Ready?
So Brad, you can roll as well. So it doesn't really say. I think let Chris roll first.
Yay! Total failure.
Not quite.
No, 4's not.
You still take your high. You still take your highest. That's 4.
Okay, it's a 4.
Now, Brad, if you want to help, you can roll as well. You can only give him 1 dice.
Oh, so I just roll the 1 die. I don't roll my.
No.
Tech.
You roll your total, whatever your total for tech is, and then out of that you give them your highest or whatever.
Or the 1, or a 1 if they're both 1.
Yeah.
Is it only if they're both 1s that they?
It doesn't really say. It says you give 1 dice. Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, here we go. Okay. Neither makes things worse.
So neither makes things worse. So Chris, you may take your 4 or the 3.
I will take I guess the 4.
Okay, so before you take your 4.
Yeah.
Can everybody see this?
Yeah, stress.
Roll a d6, Chris.
I will roll a d6.
You take the lowest.
Blase! No effects.
No effect.
You just don't
care. So, with a result of 4. Whoops, that's not the one I wanted. Skill rolls. A 4 is a fair. Describe the most positive result, your action, but you also include a negative humorous effect. You don't get a franchise for dice for this, but you do get what you're intending, but with humorous outcome.
We're attaching a helicopter blade to our truck with brown and green lights. I don't know how we can make it more bizarre or funny. Suggestions.
Well, I think that again, souping up the vegetable oil engine may cause a audible emission that is quite profound. Not only is it difficult on the nose, it is the sound is very powerful.
That's what
it is a flatulence that overcomes the sound of the rotor itself.
Yes.
Okay, so...
And also, we decided to add onions to the carburetor, and it didn't quite go quite well. There is now a putrid mess that is stinging our eyes as we try to fly a truck in the air with green and brown lights. Probably doing impending doom of some sort, but hey.
Okay, so officially now, we have rotor blades on truck that makes really loud and smelly fart noises.
Yes.
This is now your new shit you have collected. Congratulations, everybody. Welcome to the weirdest game on the internet. So, I will not try to find pictures of this because I don't think they exist, and I don't have the skill to do this.
Don't you challenge Brad or me.
You see that twitch?
I want a Photoshop of this immediately. So I'm not sure how you Photoshop fart noises. No, okay. Let's not get into the fact.
Okay.
Let's not get into the fact that smell a chat might be a thing in the future. So,
oh my!
I do not. Apple, if you're listening to me, iPhone 11 do not include smell a chat.
Oh, they did try smell-o-vision a long time ago.
I see you, Apple. I see you. Okay, so that is awesome. That is perhaps one of the most weirdest things you've ever done, ever. So we now have a helicopter transforming from a taco. Starts up and it goes as it flies away. Awesome. I'm totally okay with that. So that takes us into, is that suiting up? Is everybody happily suited up? Is that it? Because you guys only got 2. Who did we leave off with? That's everybody in suiting
Everybody
up.
got a turn. That's why it's going a little faster. Is because we're missing a person. We'd had 2 more, successes, failures, or moderate amusements.
So is everybody, because again, we can revisit steps if we need to. So is everybody okay that we are going to, this might take a little less time than normal, but hey, we can roll again and keep on going.
Besides, we need the inevitable complications that'll happen when we finally try to land this thing.
I will have the stress rolls ready to go for this. So.
Oh, good Lord. Brad has accepted your challenge and thrown down the gauntlet.
Wait, what? No.
Okay, so I got no results for...
Oh, that is amazing!
For fart flying van, but flying van,
that better. Please tell me that has to be some Photoshop. There is no way that is real. Is that real?
Maybe it's one of those mysterious things you say on the History Channel. It is a band that flies.
Nothing on the History Channel is that interesting anymore.
Okay. Oh!
No, that's actually seriously.
No, there's just Nazis. And more Nazis.
No, we wish there were Nazis.
Now it's just all ancient aliens. Anyways.
No, I don't wish for more Nazis. Like, I've been...
no, I understand.
I woke up and this morning and checked the feed on Minds, which is a social media site that, like, doesn't filter for... it doesn't, like, put you in a bubble. It's just, like, whoever. And there are a lot of Nazis online. It's crazy. Like
the free speech website. Yes, I know.
Yeah.
We will stay away from the political stuff because we are going to get.
Yeah, because otherwise I'll start referring to people like Indiana Jones and BJ Blazkowicz, and that will change the tone of our entire campaign.
So we are now. Oh my God! I think I'm gonna have to do stress dice round for this stupid thing. We have new. Okay, so I think.
So I'm gonna see if I can.
Go. Are you guys ready to roll? Is my question.
Oh yeah.
You're fucking ready to roll?
We got a freaking helicopter bed. What else do we need? Jeez. What about rolling down the street, slipping on dim juice?
Okay. Who's giving us our soundtrack, by the way? Because there's
the van is. I mean, nothing else is gonna like.
What is it? It ain't me. It ain't me. I ain't no military song, like, you know, the Vietnam song. Yes, we're going.
Yes, make it so.
This is the end.
Oh. If you hear a helicopter
rollerblading, man,
they play that song blaring. It's like reminds you of Vietnam. You're like,
oh. Okay, so on your way there, as part of field work, traveling to the scene, I think definitely each one of you. Let me check because there's no way I'm going to let this go sight unseen. All right.
So, we'll suffer.
Okay. So it's going to be really easy who does what, but I need. Let's start off with everybody has to give me a technology roll.
Oh, no.
Tech roll, baby. You can still spend for the franchise if you want, because that kind of garners extra equipment you might put on without realizing it. But everybody has to do technology roll just to keep this shit in the air.
And we all have to make a technology roll. It's not like
to avoid stress. Anybody who gets, let's say, a 4 or less on this will take 2 dice of stress. This because I'm not letting this go. I'm being a mean GM.
So I will roll my tech roll, right? No.
Yes, please.
All right, here we go.
Just so I don't
Can we roll anything else? Can we add any synergy bonuses? Like can our humbled meat expert grease up the spokes using their grease?
Maybe. You can yell at it really loudly if you want.
I feel this is the time when I'd like to use them.
Well, all I'm trying to do is, because they don't really have a balance in a game for this, I'd really like to say everybody take stress dice, but it feels wrong in my GM's heart. So I do want to I'll give you an option. You can do a tech roll or just take the stress straight.
No,
just do that. Roll. You're going to roll? Okay.
Boom.
Damn!
Take that 5. Give me my 1.
I will give you a 1 to the franchise as the goddamn thing's like. So how do you help make sure this goddamn thing doesn't fly out of a sky and just like go insane?
Like how it's not like teetering to one side or another.
Yeah, because it's you take off from your headquarters and kind of go, it starts doing this because it's uneven. It has no tail road or anything. It's just a fucking spinning taco on top.
I think with my tech role, I realized like, oh, we made a huge mistake. We need some kind of like flame, like something to push us, right? Like we need something to balance it out. So I'm gonna be like, I know what will do it. I think I'm going to. I have this I'm trying to think here. Sorry.
That's okay.
So I realized that there's like, I have like that vat that I cook meat in or whatever, the oven or something. Like I put it on full blast, but the only thing that can feed it is like cooking some type of meat or tacos on it. Like I'm sitting there and it's creating this type of heat wave type of thing coming out of the back. I don't know. So like, it's literally being powered by tacos. The only way to keep up is I gotta sit there and just like cook tacos, and I'm literally just throwing them out the window while I'm finished cooking them because I have nowhere to put them. So like while we're flying, there's just random tacos flying out of the bed.
Okay, we gotta have a picture. Sorry.
Let's go ahead.
Okay, so
on the ground there is a bunch of hobos. Money for the poor. Little tin cup. And a taco falls from the heavens.
Okay. Okay. So, just to confirm how confessionals work, and not to talk over Chris, confessionals can also add a talent to another character. So my question to you is, Chris, would you like to officially use your confessional to add a new talent to Mito?
Is that the name of our vehicle?
No, that is the name of Leo's character.
Okay, gotcha. Sure.
What would you like to add as a talent to poor Mito?
Let's think.
It's got to be nice and concise like the talents you already have. And it needs to be associated with your confessional, which you just kind of sort of did.
I remember back in 1970X.
Oh my God, how long have you guys been in business?
There was a top secret rocket fuel program that Mito's parents were actively involved as they were trying to use a new form of rocket fuel to get to the moon at that time. This has just been rediscovered as of now in the secret recipe of the taco.
The methane drive.
Yes.
So, what is the name of the talent? And remember, talents have to kind of be broad but narrow, I guess.
I already know what it's going to be.
Okay.
Secret sauce.
Secrets. Leo, add to your character, new talent, secret sauce.
Oh my God.
Chris, that is your confessional for today.
I think I can live with myself. Maybe not, but we'll find out.
As a side note, yes, the confessional did create the fact that there is now an uneven balance in the restaurant industry that you'll have to deal with because now food prices will plummet because poor people can now eat.
Well, I mean, we're only throwing so many tacos out of the van.
Oh no, the Greater Toronto area no longer has a hunger issue. It's fine.
Okay.
So we will move to Brad.
We become the alternative Christmas special.
Yes, that's going to be our if we don't get enough minutes out of like this initial one, that's the next place we are going to. So as this is doing this, and we now have our new methane powered taco truck. How else are you going to help Brad? Because I still want additional tech rolls from everybody.
Okay. Well, okay. Let me make the roll, and that will help me narrate what happened. I mean, I have an idea of what I'm going to do, but...
Okay, that sounds like a good plan to me.
Oof.
Yay!
Okay.
Hang on. Before you do this, let's get everything in order. So, first off, let's do the skill shit. Something really bad happens. Okay, I can dictate it, but I'll let you dictate it.
Whatever could possibly happen.
Does anybody remember how many stress I said? 2 dice? I think it was 2 dice. Roll me 2d6, Brad. Take the lowest.
Do KL one? Yes, that is
4. 4 is annoyed. So, however, so you need to make a roll somewhere that you will suffer a -1 die penalty to your next skill roll, no matter when or where you perform it. But that's actually not bad. There's a -1 dice from your next skill roll whenever that may occur.
Can I recommend something? It's when he discovers that Mitsuo knows about the secret rocket formula, and suddenly his conspiracy becomes clear.
Brad definitely gets to describe what he's going to do.
Okay.
So, Brad, you have a bad failure, but you're only slightly annoyed by it, which is hilarious.
So, yeah, I think what I do is say, we must balance the load. So I will once again, like, pulling from the library on top of the van, like, go through trying to find what books we no longer need that are, like, on the side that's a little bit heavier anyway.
Sorry. And also, we promote literacy in the Greater Canada land area.
So you're throwing books off like ballast?
Yes.
That's awesome. Okay.
And
you remember that?
Like the one that is and it starts off easily. Like I think we're listening to like the left or something. And I pull out one is well, Colbert, he is discredited. Gone. But then we continue to kind of veer, and I go quickly, and grab another one, and because it's very heavy, and as I'm getting ready to throw it out, oh no, Leland, it is irreplaceable.
You remember that hobo with the taco? He just got a copy of War and Peace.
I am fed for life, and now he's dead.
Yeah, the taco lands, and it's like, whoops! It's a New Year's miracle.
It's a New Year's miracle.
Oh, the humanity!
As it lands right on the taco.
That's awesome. Yeah. So the street scene I intended you guys to see. This is why I don't like planning for this game at all. I was like, Jason found a picture of some heavy traffic, and now I gotta draw like a tiny little helicopter going over the fucking traffic because I thought you guys were gonna find a way to drive through it. And I was like, I can do stress and traffic. Fucking hell. Never plan anything. This is the rule of this game.
I'm sorry. I thought it would be cooler.
It's the most awesome thing ever. There, that is a helicopter. Use your fucking imaginations, everybody. So, we go to Chris. Chris, you definitely need to do a tech roll as well as this is all going on. And Brad's gonna like throw some books off.
So do I just roll it straight, or do you want me to add anything?
Yeah, I think you can go either way. You can tell me.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so you got a great success on a single goddamn dice.
This is what clean living.
Screw you and your stress.
Screw you and your stress.
I must be the inner heart of the onion.
So, what is your how did I describe this? Hang on, let's be very, very. So, this is a good success. So, what did you do to have a good success with your technology to make sure everything is kind of not going as badly as planned? Although it hadn't gone bad until Brad went, books for everybody.
I will, since I have absolutely no skill whatsoever in mechanical skills whatsoever, I'm going to pull back from a show I used to watch in the 80s, Happy Days. In short, I hit the machine like Arthur Fonzarelli from Happy Days, and it works!
Oh my god, I wish I had wait. The rule doesn't allow it. I almost want to give you one extra franchise dice or a bonus because you actually hit on something I forgot we wrote up for our goddamn van.
What?
Sometimes it needs a smack to get it going.
Oh, right.
That's actually for the freezer trailer. We're just going to assume that the freezer trailer transforms into the tail.
Yes.
Sure, why not?
I stopped drinking way too soon for tonight, apparently. So
I wish I could say this was drugs, but honestly, we're always like this.
What are you talking about?
Nothing.
Okay, so I think, does that cover our entire, where is it? Hang on. Sorry. Okay, so our next set of field work is actually getting there. So we're still in field work. You guys haven't even gotten close. Well, you're actually fairly close to the number of dice you need, but now we are finally... Oh, hang on. I think I need to reveal some areas for everybody.
Yes, we've arrived in darkness.
I have hidden everything. Hang on. Boop, boop. Can you see the one on the bottom, Brad?
Yes.
Is that okay, or did you want me to move it?
That's perfect.
Perfect. Cool. Thank you. I appreciate it because apparently it doesn't want to move. Why doesn't it want to move? Probably on Mac backgrounds. That's right. Yes. Oh, let's make that up. So you have come across the Five Seasons, which has now roundly become a Chinese fine restaurant, which is fine.
Yeah.
Hey, we're not racist, man.
So you
at least originally I was thinking of it as the 5 seasonings playing off of the 4 seasons.
Yes. We can always do the top one, but that's
it doesn't matter.
That's the closest picture I have to a nice restaurant. Yes.
Okay.
That's my closest picture to a nice restaurant, and reimagine it the way you wish.
The secret sauce seasoning is paprika.
Maybe. So you land in the parking lot, much to the shock of everyone. This
I remember Cheyenne Pepper, that is.
So you land there.
I get out of the van and I go, woo! Go in there.
There is now people scattering from the parking lot. Couple people looking to get in, like, screw this nonsense. Turn back into the street. Keep on going.
Pardon the smell. It is a food emergency.
So,
when you call for the best, you get us.
So, what would you guys like to do? Because I realized somebody could have did something so important. It would have been so easy. So, what would you guys like to do? You are now in the parking lot. What is your next step?
How are we going to put out the fire?
So you walk into the restaurant? How are you guys? Are you guys wearing suits?
I think we have uniforms, right?
I have no idea. Do you guys have uniforms?
Oh, I'm wearing my normal attire.
So you were basically wearing almost nothing.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Maybe I got my bikini on. I don't know. Or I don't know how cold Canada is during the.
It's minus 13. It's like 8 degrees Fahrenheit.
There's no reason why I should be wearing what I'm wearing, but I'm wearing it.
Parka hood.
Okay, so you guys walk in, and the maitre d's like, hello. Do you have reservations?
Food inspectors.
Food inspectors.
Our card.
Your card is like, we have no records of food inspectors.
Do you have a record of the fire?
Oh, yes.
Well,
We had a small little fire. It is out now. It is not a problem. We will not have another.
we shall see about that.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know. No. He's like, 1 second. He walks to the back.
I go, wait a minute. You do not tell us to back up. And I grab him by the shirt and put him against the wall. Listen.
Ooh, okay. We won't do. If we are on the scene, athletics, we can earn shit for this, okay?
Okay.
Athletics.
All right.
Not have made her angry.
Not made her angry. You wouldn't like her when she's angry.
But
Ooh, that's a pretty good success. So how would you like to intimidate him?
I can look up to him like, listen, we're food inspectors. We go where we want. We don't ask for permission. Okay, we're going to go back in the kitchen and check, with or without your say-so. Here, eat this taco and think about what you get. And just walk back.
So it's like sticking out.
This stuffing taco is unbelievable. So you guys just walk to the back, and you guys kind of notice that the maitre d's like trying to take the taco out of his mouth and try to talk on the phone at the same time. So you just walk into the back, and you see your typical kitchen. Weirdly, why do I not have any background for kitchens? That's so weird. So
It's 7:00 and we need to take a break. It's a good time.
Oh yeah, we should do that.
Okay. So you walk into the kitchen, and then Jason will figure out what's happening next or not happening.
Exactly. Dun dun dun.
I do know what the giant eggs are belonging to. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So we will be back shortly. Please stick around or click on the next video.